Hello, so this is for my update of what I did a little bit this week and today. Uh, well, first of all, there's the music. Alright, so that's cool. I can adjust the volume now, I can make it loop and whatnot. Oops, I kind of moved my gun. Okay, I can hide it too. Uh, so basically I found a library online. It's a guy that did his own synthesizer in C#. Specifically for XNA, I think. So it was really easy to plug in, and it just works perfectly, and it's not dependent on everything. Like all the sounds for the instruments and all are all included with the library, so it's all working. That's all perfect. Now, just in case it's too loud, I'm just going to shut down all the sound. There we go. Alright, so different rendering. That's where we were. So I'm going to select a little bit better level for this. Alright, I'm going to enable different rendering. I'm going to kill all monsters. There we go. So what's happening is I added flickering lights. So you can see it's really subtle, but you can see well, you can see it. It's not subtle. The screen is flashing, basically. So I can select a light. So if I go in free mode like that, I can select a light and I can say, well, I want this one to pulse. See, now it's pulsing. I want it slow pulse, fast pulse, and the candle. And this one I select a little bit lighter candle because there's more fire, so it's less troublesome. So you cannot see the tools I have outside of the screen here and here to do those things. Here, I'll take a screenshot. Here, I will post that on my website about that. So what I did then is post-processing. So for example, I go here, there is no light. It's really dark. Here is really dark too, other for that little blue light. So it's really unplayable basically, unless I start adding point lights that I just randomly put. Right now there's nothing specific for levels. All the lights you see are all generic, so basically a torch is a torch and it's going to be the same for all the levels, and I try to keep it this way as much as possible, so custom levels will still work, for example. So for the dark areas like that, what I did is HDR. So that's called high dynamic range. So I'm going to enable it now. And you saw everything become brighter. Actually 5 times brighter in this case. It's the third value top left, LUM multiplier, 5. So if I go back in that bright room, it goes down to 1.6 because that room is already bright, so it doesn't need to multiply it that much. If I go there, it goes up to 5, and it's animating its way to there, so it's not like instant. So it's more like your eyes are adapting to the you probably saw that in a bunch of games. That concept's been around for a while. It just makes those area playable, and they still look good because I have that ambient that I did the other time. So things still looks correctly. See, with, without, really dark. I cannot complain anymore that my videos are too dark. It should all be good. I'm going to show you other stuff. Well, I have some strobe lights here I use on those bulb. Cool stuff. So here, for example, the multiplier is 5. That's because that's a very dark room, as you can see. The room on the other side is very bright, and see what's happening. So it basically blinds me for a while, and then it goes perfect. Because so now I just disable post process. So here you can see the original pretty dark versus pretty light. If I enable it, because that room has a lot of lights in it, so it looks really cool. Same thing here. Really dark room. See, nothing to see. And that's the original without differed. I have no idea why this whole room is flickering. Like there's no torch or anything. I guess they just tried to be cool. We don't need this. I think there was some pretty badass monsters here. So anyway, so very bright area, very dark area. So it looks really saturated. You can't see well until you actually go step in that room and it adjusts. Makes everything look really cool. So now let's go see, let's say, no, not that level, we know it. Okay. The first level of the second episode. So really bright outside, because it adjusts itself again. So if I enter a cave, you can see the outside is brighter. Then I go outside and it adjusts a little bit. This level is kind of a bad example actually. I selected to show you the lava here. So what I did, let's go in free cam. I can select a surface, let's say the lava, and I have a tool here on the left, and I can say, well, self-illumination, sure. Then I can have a light to it. I can adjust its, influence, distance and stuff. The spread. So the spread is, you can see here the light kind of goes around a little bit. The bigger the spread is, the smaller the spread is. Actually for this one, yeah, no, I'll leave it spread. So it's really cool stuff, and as usual I can adjust all like saturation and whatnot. I can make the brightness really bright. Or not. Yep, so let's go see real lava actually. There's another level. I think it's E2M3. Yeah, that's the level. Kill everyone. That one has very bright lava. And I tried to achieve with this the original. So that's without different. Basically they're really dark here and they're brighter here. Without post-processing, with post-processing. So it's really dark around, so it tries to brighten the center a little bit. And there's the volcano scene here. Right? So as you saw when I entered the room, it was really bright. Again, if I look here, then I go back, really bright. Without post-processing, it looks kind of flat, linear. With post-processing and with the spread I was talking about. I have to go in free cam for that. Yeah, so you can see the spread in action here. It goes a little bit around. If I remove that, see, it gets really dark here. Which looks really cool also. Actually like this. The problem is when you go to some place like this, I wanted this part to be a little bit bigger so I can increase the spread, as you can see, because the light cone a little bit basically. And here is back to what it was. And so what I did also, basically those areas become more interesting also. I think I've screwed up the distance when I was playing in the other level. So basically that. So you see the top, it projects to the top. It's the same principle as the sky was projecting down the light. Those ones project up. It's basically almost the same shader that does it. So light flickering, HDR, and I don't think I'm forgetting anything. I mean, I can show you other levels, but try to keep the levels pretty short. So the game has a lot of very dark areas. So if I disable post process, very dark. Post process, the HDR makes it a little bit more playable. You can see good looking area is this. When you look the sky, everything around gets dark a little bit because the sky is very bright. The stairs look really good. See without, yeah, without different. Actually, the ambient does a lot of cool stuff too for it. So that was a good thing to add. But yeah, it looks more next gen for a pretty old game like this. It's kind of cool. So hope you enjoyed. Next step, I'll fix the glitch, and the next step I'm going to add a shadow on lights. So I can say this one, cast shadow. So here, for example, there shouldn't be light here. There should be shadow here. And it will be static, so I will generate a cube map, and it will do a shadow map. And eventually I can do that. And when the doors open, I'm going to update only the lights that touch that door in the radius. So the shadow is going to go up as the door go up. So it's going to look cool. Alright, hope you enjoyed.